Welcome. Today, we're diving into a crucial topic that touches many lives: manipulation. Understanding manipulation is the first step to protecting yourself from its often subtle and damaging effects. It's about recognizing when someone is trying to control you through dishonest or underhanded means. Our insights today are drawn from valuable perspectives, including those found in resources like How to Outsmart a Manipulator. This knowledge is a powerful tool for personal growth.
Have you ever felt confused, guilty, or like you're constantly being made to question yourself in a relationship or interaction? That feeling of being used or controlled is a significant indicator that manipulation might be at play. Our goal is to equip you with the knowledge to identify manipulative tactics and respond effectively, helping you reclaim your power and build healthier relationships. Manipulators use a variety of tactics, often interchangeably, to achieve their goals. Let's explore some of the most common ones you might encounter. First, there's gaslighting. This is a tactic designed to make you question your own memory, perception, or sanity. Examples include phrases like, "You're too sensitive," "That never happened," or "You're imagining things." The manipulator denies your reality to make you doubt yourself. A relatable example is a partner who denies making a promise you clearly remember, insisting you're mistaken or misremembering. This leaves you feeling confused and unsure of your own mind. A major red flag for gaslighting is frequent denial of your experiences or feelings, leading to persistent confusion and self-doubt. Next is guilt tripping. This involves using guilt to control your actions or decisions. Phrases like, "After all I've done for you," or "If you really loved me, you would," are classic examples. They leverage your sense of obligation or affection. Think of a family member who pressures you into a favor by reminding you of past sacrifices they made for you, making you feel obligated even if you're unwilling. The red flag here is feeling a strong sense of obligation coupled with underlying resentment whenever you interact with the person. Moving on, we have love bombing. This tactic involves overwhelming someone with excessive affection, compliments, and grand gestures very early in a relationship. Examples include constant texts, excessive flattery, expensive gifts, and quickly talking about a future together after only a short time. It feels intense and intoxicating. A relatable example is a new romantic partner who showers you with attention, calls you their soulmate within weeks, and wants to spend every moment together, making you feel incredibly special. The red flag is the intense, rapid escalation of intimacy and affection that feels disproportionate to the actual time spent getting to know each other. Another tactic is triangulation. This involves bringing a third party into a situation to create conflict, jealousy, or manipulate the dynamic between two people. Examples include saying things like, "Sarah thinks you're being unreasonable," or spreading gossip about you to others to isolate you or make you look bad. Consider a coworker who constantly tells you what other colleagues supposedly said about you, creating tension and distrust within the team. The red flag is feeling constantly caught in the middle of perceived conflicts, or noticing that the person frequently brings up what others think or say about you or others. Playing the victim is another common tactic. The manipulator portrays themselves as helpless or suffering to gain sympathy, avoid responsibility, or control others through pity. Examples include exaggerating problems, constantly complaining about how unfair life is to them, or blaming others for all their misfortunes. A relatable example is a friend who consistently avoids taking responsibility for their own problems, always framing themselves as a victim of circumstances or other people's actions. The red flag is a consistent pattern of blaming everyone else for their issues and a reluctance to take any proactive steps to improve their situation. Finally, there's emotional blackmail. This involves using threats, guilt, or intimidation to force someone to comply with their demands. Examples range from subtle threats like, "If you don't do this, I'll be so disappointed in you," to more overt threats like ending a relationship or spreading secrets. Think of a family member who threatens to cut off contact or withdraw financial support if you don't follow their specific life advice or choices. The red flag is feeling pressured, threatened, or trapped into doing something you don't want to do out of fear of the consequences the manipulator suggests. Beyond specific tactics, certain psychological traits can serve as red flags, indicating a propensity for manipulative behavior. Recognizing these can help you identify potential manipulators early on. One significant red flag is a lack of empathy, manipulators often struggle to understand or share the feelings of others. This manifests as dismissing your feelings, showing little concern for your well-being, or being unable to see things from your perspective. Your emotions are secondary or irrelevant to them. A key indicator is their consistent prioritization of their own needs, desires, and feelings above yours, often without acknowledging the impact on you. Another major red flag is a constant need for control. Manipulators often feel a deep-seated need to dictate the actions, thoughts, and feelings of those around them. Examples include trying to control who you spend time with, what you wear, what decisions you make, or even trying to tell you what you should be thinking or feeling. The key indicator is feeling suffocated, restricted, or like you don't have the freedom to be yourself or make your own choices when you are around them. Finally, inconsistency in behavior is a telling sign. Manipulators can be charming and kind one moment and cold or cruel the next. This inconsistency includes saying one thing but doing another, making promises they never keep, or having drastically different personalities depending on who they are with or what they want. The key indicator is feeling confused, distrustful, and unable to predict their behavior, leaving you constantly on edge and unsure of where you stand. Identifying manipulation is crucial, but knowing how to protect yourself is equally important. Here are practical steps you can take to safeguard your well-being. The first and most vital step is to set boundaries. Clearly define and communicate your limits regarding what behavior you will and will not accept. Examples include saying, "I'm not comfortable discussing this topic. I need space right now." Or, "I can't do that for you." Be clear and direct. Action. Practice saying no to requests or demands that cross your boundaries, and do so without feeling the need to over-explain or justify yourself. Second, trust your gut. Your intuition is a powerful tool. If something feels off, confusing, or wrong in an interaction, pay attention to that feeling. If a person's words don't match their actions, or if you feel uneasy after talking to them, listen to that inner voice. It's often picking up on subtle cues of manipulation. Action. Validate your feelings. Don't dismiss your intuition as being too sensitive or paranoid. Your gut feeling is a legitimate source of information about your safety and comfort. Third, document everything. Manipulators often rely on you forgetting or doubting past events. Keeping records can provide clarity and evidence. Examples include taking screenshots of texts or emails, keeping a journal of conversations and incidents, or noting down promises made. Start a simple log or use your phone to quickly record interactions that feel manipulative or confusing. This helps you see patterns and provides a factual reference point. Fourth, seek support. You don't have to navigate this alone. Talking to trusted friends, family members, or a therapist can provide perspective and strength. Share your experiences with people you trust. They can offer objective viewpoints, emotional support, and validation for what you're going through. Action. Reach out to someone you feel safe with. You may consider talking to a therapist who specializes in manipulative relationships. They can provide professional guidance and coping strategies. Don't isolate yourself. Once you've identified manipulation and taken steps to protect yourself, learning how to respond confidently in the moment is key to disarming the tactic. First, stay calm. Manipulators often thrive on creating emotional reactions. Taking a breath and remaining composed prevents you from being drawn into their drama. Avoid getting defensive or emotional, as this gives the manipulator leverage. Respond from a place of calm assertion, not reactive emotion. Action. Practice mindfulness techniques or simply pause and take a few deep breaths before responding to a manipulative statement or demand. Second, do not justify or defend. Manipulators want you to explain yourself so they can find loopholes or arguments. You do not owe them an explanation for your boundaries or decisions. Avoid getting drawn into lengthy discussions or trying to reason with them about why their behavior is wrong or why you can't comply. Action. State your boundary or decision clearly and concisely, then stop talking. For example, "I understand you want me to do X, but I'm not able to," or "that doesn't work for me." Third, detach with love, if applicable. If the relationship is one you wish to salvage, you can emotionally detach from the manipulative behavior while still caring for the person. This means focusing on your own well-being and limiting your emotional investment in their attempts to control or guilt you. It's about protecting yourself first. prioritize your mental and emotional health. You can care about someone without allowing their manipulative behavior to dictate your feelings or actions. Fourth, walk away if necessary. Sometimes the only way to protect yourself from persistent manipulation is to remove yourself from the situation or relationship entirely. If manipulation continues despite your efforts to set boundaries and respond assertively, ending the relationship or significantly limiting contact may be the healthiest option. Prioritize your safety and long-term well-being. It takes courage, but removing yourself from a toxic, manipulative dynamic is an act of self-preservation.
We've covered a lot today, from identifying common manipulative tactics like gaslighting and guilt tripping, to recognizing psychological red flags like lack of empathy and the need for control. We also discussed practical steps like setting boundaries, trusting your gut, documenting interactions, and seeking support. Remember, responding confidently involves staying calm, avoiding justification, detaching when possible, and knowing when it's time to walk away. The journey to outsmarting manipulation begins with self-awareness and the courage to set and maintain your boundaries. You have the right to be treated with respect and honesty. You have the power to reclaim your life from the grip of manipulation. Trust yourself, protect your peace, and build relationships based on mutual respect, not control. Thank you for joining us. If this information resonated with you, please consider liking this video, subscribing for more content on personal growth, and sharing it with someone who might benefit. Your empowerment is the goal.